A small Ukrainian cafe called Four Corners is located in the tiny town of Fairfield in North Dakota. More than 100 years ago, a large group of Ukrainian immigrants settled here. This eatery is part of their legacy. Owner Jesse Romanyshyn's great-grandfather arrived in North Dakota at the end of the 19th century.
As a kid, I was deeply immersed in the Ukrainian culture. My grandmother encouraged me to become a Ukrainian dancer, and that's kind of what started everything, was going to, Ukrainian workshop in the summer times and learning all the different arts. And that same grandma also kind of instilled the love of food and cooking.
Romanyshyn started the hotel and catering business, worked in bars, fast food restaurants and hotels around the U.S. Ultimately, he chose to come back to North Dakota and open a cafe as a way to honor his grandparents' traditions.
They did want to pass that on to somebody, and, they automatically thought of me, but that's kind of what I do, I guess.
In 2013, Jesse took out a loan and opened Four Corners Café. To decorate his new restaurant, he brought reminders of Ukraine from home.
If I was going to be working 80 to 90 hours a week in this place, I pretty much brought everything from my house to make this as pleasant as possible for me, and then people just kind of loved it.
6 years later, the cafe draws a varied and enthusiastic clientele, including oil workers, police, and tourists.
North Dakota is an interesting place, inasmuch is that, in a way, it's retained a lot of its ethnicity. So it was a lot of Germans, a lot of Norwegians, but Ukrainian food's got an excellent reputation. As soon as you say Ukrainian food, people are going to come. Pierogi, vareniki, kobasa, and holopsi, and borscht.
We can go through several gallons in one day, like out here in the middle of nowhere.
Deputy Sheriff Alan Mackle first came to the Four Corners Cafe a few months ago. Now he's back every week for pierogi.
Never had them until a couple months ago, and had them, and now I'm hooked on them. So
the lawman is not alone.
It's a good place to eat.
Borscht was surprising to me, just because I wasn't sure what it was at first, but the more I ate it, and the more variations I've tried throughout the years, that I find it to be actually very warm and comforting, as well as somewhat refreshing with the fresh herbs and stuff inside that makes it something special.
For Romanyshyn, the cafe is more than just a business. He says it's a way to forge relationships, because what can bring people together better than a hot, steaming bowl of soup? For Iryna Matviichuk in Fairfield, North Dakota, Anna Rice, VOA News.